All right, boys and girls, and those who bounce in between, welcome to part two of our look into Jimmy Dore.
Of stuff. All these kinds of crazy different conspiracies. He literally has a conspiracy about conspiracy, which is like he said that
What?
the CIA created the term conspiracy theorist or something to.
Dude, that sounds like some fucking Alex Jones shit. I think he's been like crushing those vitality pills that Alex Jones sells on his website, and he's just straight up railing them. He's just snorting the fuck out of all of them. He's just doing lines and lines of Alex Jones vitality supplements, and he's getting up on stage and he's saying all this shit about the CI, the motherfucking CI fucking A created the fucking term fucking conspiracy theories, and if you don't believe that, you're just a shill.
like to stop people from using it, which is absolutely hilarious and obviously blatantly false. So this guy is insane. So I just, on a reflection, I was totally wrong. CNN was 100% right. This dude is a lunatic conspiracy theorist. Go watch my compilation.
Sometimes, folks, always helps to remember. Sometimes, not often, but sometimes the MSM can indeed present the news. It may be condensed, it may be presented in a liberal, neoliberal, capitalist fashion, may be filtered through the five filters of the media machine. Uh, for those of you who don't know what that's in reference to, I highly recommend you check out the book Manufacturing Consent by my dear friend Noam Chomsky, who I have criticized in the past for his mild approach to Antifa, but that's neither here nor there. This episode is, of course, about Jimmy Dore, someone who, compared to Noam Chomsky, is like, well, he's like a little ant on the ground, just scuttling around, trying to find some crumbs to take back to the nest.
I have on my channel of them. If you somehow aren't already aware of them, it's an incredibly vast amount of them.
Respected, not like that piece of shit Steven Crowder. Nobody respects that guy. That guy comes after you. It's like a badge of honor. That's how I look at it.
See, here's the thing, right? And this is what I find hilarious about this, right? Like, you may not respect Steven Crowder, but the dude has almost 4 million subscribers, guys. He's on pace to pass TYT in not that long.
Jesus Christ.
Let me repeat that for you.
Like, if there's, like, that's suicide fuel right there, hearing about that. You ought not say that in certain parts where people might be down in the dumps, because that might just drive them to do the last decision they'll ever make.
For you guys. He's on pace to pass the Young Turks sometime soon. This idea, and this reminds me of when Kyle Kulinski, during that whole Mike Figueredo, Kyle Kulinski argument about Joe Rogan and his guests, where Kyle's like, he's like,
I hate Joe Rogan. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Fight me IRL. I don't care if you're a fucking jujitsu black belt. I don't care if you're kick my ass. I just want a chance to take a shot at you, dude. I'm just joking, bro. Don't actually fight me. But seriously, Joe, you need to smoke some DMT and sort your shit out, because the people you have on your show are reactionary as fuck, and they're toxic, and they're spreading all this shit all over the place. So stop it, Joe.
and I find a lot of the right wingers that he brings on to be like wildly unconvincing or whatever. It's like, it's just such a weird comment to make, because it's like, dude, to you that person may not be, convincing, or in this case,
Clearly, like, look at Jordan Peterson. Clearly, a lot of fucking people are convinced. Like, not everybody realizes what a fucking dork he is.
Jimmy Dore, he may not be respected by Jimmy Dore. That doesn't mean that there are other people who don't, quote, respect him. Like, it's insane how many people watch Stephen Clam Chowder's videos. It's an insane amount that go up really, really high. And also, in this clip right here, what he's trying to do is he's trying to set up this sort of
I'm on your side, guys. See, watch me shit on Steven Crowder, so I can assure you I'm part of the left, and I'm not just a useful fucking patsy for the alt-right.
equivocation of what is happening to Carlos Maza and what's happening to Jimmy. Like I'm not,
Jesus Christ.
I call
If Jimmy's really gonna go there, if he's really gonna equate his situation with Carlos Maza, like that's fucking pathetic, dude.
Jimmy stupid because that's what he is. He's stupid. It's true. Because I present all the evidence as to why, and then I come to the conclusion, yeah, he's a doofus. So when he says that the Supreme Court, that the Congress, the Democrats would be able to filibuster multiple Supreme Court justices when that's literally impossible,
What?
Numerically wise, and that was his prediction. Yeah, you're a doofus. I don't know what else to tell you.
He's living in a fantasy world, ladies and gentlemen. The man's living in a fantasy world. I want to see if he has the links to some of Jimmy Dore's crazy fucking conspiracies. Hold on, let me type it out. All right, let's check this video
So a lot
out.
of people are gonna think this is a hate video. It's not a hate video.
I'll just kind of skip the preface here. Nothing against you, progressive voice, but I want to just get into the meat. Nothing against you, progressive voice. I love you, dog. I love your chats. You're cool. You read my jokes out loud and you laugh at them. I'm glad that I could bring a smile to your face. You know, you're a cool guy. So, without further ado, let's hear some of Jimmy Dore's wild, crazy conspiracy theories that fit in perfectly with the likes of Alex Jones.
Decided to campaign
or Mike Chernovich, for that matter.
with him.
Can't get over this, and now Hillary Clinton's going to campaign with Gillum in Florida. Now, who does that help? That helps Hillary Clinton. That doesn't help Andrew Gillum. Hillary Clinton lost Florida to Trump.
You want to know who's running for office and who has plans for 2020? Look at who's helping Andrew Gillum, and look at who's putting pressure on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You will know, and obviously the fake poll that they put up on CNN. But look at who's coming behind, because it's a purple state.
I think
Jimmy Dore does sort of the same exact thing Alex Jones does when you really think about it. I used to be an Alex Jones boy. I used to be an info warrior, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. There was a time where young Dankey Kang in the jungle was just a little chimp and he didn't know any better. And he latched on to somebody who he thought was telling him the truth. Only to, of course, discover very quickly that he was just a bullshit peddler, just like Jimmy Dore here. And one thing I learned real quick is that folks like Alex Jones do a 50-50 mix of real things, real facts, and fake facts, so that you are sort of thrown off and kept from really being able to deny him totally outright. There's a lot of people who give progressives flack when they shit on Jimmy Dore because they like to point out how he has spoken out against the right wing and done all this stuff. But he peddles just as much conspiratorial bullshit, if not more, than he spends time, combating the right. So to that end, I ask you, how useful is Jimmy Dore really to the left? I mean, if he's just going to be spending at least half his energy just peddling in bullshit and destroying his credibility, well then why the fuck should we even let this guy have a seat at the table when it comes to being a progressive in a progressive community? I'm not saying that we should oust the guy and fucking exile him, because I don't really even know how that kind of thing works. But I think the best thing to do is to just sort of stop getting him interviews, stop talking to him, just ignore him. And he will just slowly slip into irrelevancy or turn into a conservative, have a Dave Rubin esque awakening, as it were. So we'll have to see. Let's check out In part 3 of Jimmy Dore, more of these crazy Looney Tune conspiracies that he likes to peddle in. I'm telling you, he is the Alex Jones of the left.